Rise and shine, family. So today I just want to go over 3 quick points of what a feminine woman brings to the table. One, she brings balance. She is always operating in her femininity and allowing that man to operate in his masculinity and not trying to take over his role. It's like you need to know the roles because you need to stay balanced. You need to be the yin to his yang. You need to not try to do his job, because once your relationship becomes unbalanced, then we have a problem. It's like you can't stay afloat like this. We're always going to have an issue. You're always going to feel like you're left behind. You're always going to feel like you're either trying to get your partner to compromise. You're always going to try to feel like you're pulling teeth with your partner because there's always something wrong. You're always out of balance. So anytime you feel like your relationship is out of balance, check your femininity. Check your scale. Where are you? Are you trying to do your job, or are you trying to do somebody else's job? Because it seems like when we try to do somebody else's job, we take on a little bit more weight. Why make it harder for yourself? Do your job. Do your job. Play your role. And once everybody plays their role, things begin to balance out. And we begin to have a successful relationship. When everybody is playing their role, then you're not tired all the time. You don't feel like you're being taken for granted. Stay in your role. Number 2 is your energy. What type of energy are you setting in your home? If you bring him a peaceful energy, I guarantee you he can't wait to be in your presence. It's like when he get off of work, first thing he want to do is come home and be up under you. But if he is coming home and it's chaos all the time, it's like every time he turn around, you nagging about something. And you wonder why he's sitting in the car extra 15 minutes to an hour before he comes in. Is because you haven't set a peaceful atmosphere. So the energy you bring should be uplifting. The energy you should bring should be inviting. He shouldn't want to have to run the other way, because if he's running the other way, then you're not acting in your femininity. You should always want to speak in a soft word. That's your baby, right? That's your boo. Why would you always want to give him a hard time? It's like, do you strive for chaos? Because me, I'm all about peace. All right, and the 3rd point would be a support system. You should be each other's biggest cheerleaders. It's like, why would that be like pulling teeth? I see some people, I guess it seems like they always got something negative to say about their spouse. I'm like, why are you with this person if they make you feel so bad? Why can't you uplift them? I can tell you one thing, I guarantee you ain't not one person ever heard me say anything negative about my husband. Period. I can say I'm one of his biggest cheerleaders. It's like he do the smallest thing. I don't care. I want to celebrate. I celebrate everything. I celebrate a new hairstyle. I'll celebrate you if you got on a new shirt. I'll walk in a room. Trust me, I'm gonna give you a whole show. I am just a cheerleader. I've always been a cheerleader, and I'm like, if I can cheer for a team, why can't I cheer for my family? Why can't I be the cheerleader for my family? Even my children, it's my sons. They'll go get a haircut, and even to this day, they'll make sure I see it. Why? Because ever since they was little, when they got a haircut, Mama was always like, "Ooh, boy, you look good. You look good." And I do that for my man too. I will do that for my man. I celebrate everything. I celebrate them because they deserve to be celebrated. My little girl, she would come in with a fresh do. And you know I got to give her the, "Girl, you look good. I like that. I'm always celebrating them. I'm always uplifting them. I can't help it. That's my tribe. That's who I root for. And it's not hard. When you in your femininity, when you love, that's not hard. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard at all to support and cheer on your family. And there's some women that's all they have is something negative to say, and baby, that's not walking in your femininity. When you are a supporter, you listen. It's like you know when to turn it on and you know when to turn it off. It's like sometimes a man wants to vent, so you got to know when to be quiet and let him vent. If he's coming to you with a serious problem, he's not coming to you to hear you nag. He's not coming to you to hear you be like, but I would have did it this way and I would have did it that way, or even to be judged. Third would be support system. We need to be able to be the safe place. Men, they have so much that they take on, and they don't talk about it. And it's like they are at a higher risk to committing suicide or having mental health issues because they keep it all inside. And us as their queen, they should be able to come to us and pour their heart out, or just to talk, and not always have you say something back. Sometimes people just need to vent. Have you ever just wanted to vent? You ain't really need somebody to have the conversation back and forth with you. You just needed to get it out. You just needed to get it out. And it's like we forget that they also need to get it out. They need to be able to come lay their head on your lap and be like, babe, I just need to talk. I just need you to listen. And you should be able to listen without always having to say something. This gets us in trouble. You don't have to always be saying anything. Sometimes he just needs you to listen. Just sit with him. Sometimes you don't even have to even have a conversation. He should feel peace just sitting in the room with you. You don't always have to be talking. To have an intimate time, to be comforting to him, to be his peace. They don't always want to talk all the time. So it's okay. Women, you don't have to always be thinking of something to say. It's okay that you sitting there in silence. There's nothing wrong. Trust me. Ask him. And if he does want to talk, know how to know the difference of him wanting to vent and him wanting your advice, because those are two totally different things. And this is why you shouldn't act on, but if it was me, I would do such and such. It's not you. It's not you. And so don't project your feelings on what he's talking about, if that makes sense. We are two different people, and sometimes we just need to listen. We always so quick to try to give our opinions because we are so emotional. We want to make sure that nothing he's going through is directly affecting us, or it's like it becomes a ego challenge. Listen to resolve the problem. Listen to get results. Don't listen to, is he going to say something that's going to offend me? If he does, then what? If he does, how are you going to react? If he does and he didn't mean to offend, but you took it offensively because you're in your ego and you're not listening, it's like, how are you going to fix an issue that he may be saying, hey babe, we need to work on this. You're spending a lot of time with the girls and I would love to spend some time with you. How can we make this work? You shouldn't be like, gosh, you always trying to do something. You always running something. You know me and my girls do blah, 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 blah. How is he going to come and talk to you? Think about it on the flip side. If it was reversed and say you came to your man and you was like, hey babe, can I talk to you for a minute? Because like you seem to always be hanging out with the boys and we haven't had a date night in a while. And I was wondering, can we schedule one? And then he just fly off the handle and be like, man, you always nagging me. You always got something to say. It's like you don't ever want to go out till I go out. It's like you always got something going on. Versus, I hear you, babe. I have been going out. And I just wasn't thinking about it. It's like they asked me to go and I just go. But I would definitely definitely take the time out. Matter of fact, babe, let's get the calendar out and let's set a date up now. See the difference? So if we keep those things in mind, balance, keep that energy great, make sure you having a peaceful home, and that benefits you both, and you support each other. You got each other's back. You're each other's biggest cheerleaders. You listen, you communicate. It's so important that you listen and you communicate, because if you're not listening, then you're miscommunicating because somebody didn't get the message. So you want to make sure at least these three things are in the forefront of your mind when you're basking in your femininity, you're walking in your femininity. And trust me, a high value man is not going to ask you, what do you bring to the table? Because he's going to see it. He's going to see it. You're not even going to have to open your mouth. He's going to know that you are high. Again, I just say keep these three things in the front of your mind, and you'll be well on your way to a successful relationship.